So I work for the Lovely Chelmsford team at Chelmsford City Council. So we work within the environmental and sustainability sector. We mainly aim to work with sort of residents, local community groups, local businesses, with the aim of encouraging a greener mindset and then, I suppose, bringing about sustainable change. I head up the sort of community engagement side of the work we do, so that could be sort of anything from helping to manage the social media accounts and putting new content on the website, helping to organise and put on sort of community events. So that could be anything from a community litter pick through to like a large-scale sort of sustainability festival that's sort of covering the whole of the city for a couple of weeks or something like that. All of that kind of includes working with, again, residents, businesses, and I guess different parts of the council as well. And the Local Chelmsford team is also tasked with sort of heading up a lot of the environmental services that the council offers. So that could be the recycling services, helping to encourage residents to take part in recycling their waste, making them realise that it makes a huge difference, even if it's only a few bits of their waste. And I think I really enjoy my job because all of these different things all go back to sort of benefiting society. I think it's important to recognise that we're in a bit of a crisis at the moment. The climate crisis is growing and it's only getting worse, and that concerns me and that concerns my future. So I think the fact that every day I sort of get to come to work and even at a local level help to fight climate change, that makes me happy. That means I'm sort of helping to create positive change. So I graduated from university last year in 2019. When I finished my A-levels, I decided that I wanted to kind of be a graphic designer. That was the path I wanted to go down. So I got myself in a design course at university, but as I went through my studies, I started to become less interested in sort of the arts and more interested in this idea of environmentalism and sustainability and sort of politics too. I kind of got quite confused quite often about why I'd be hearing about all these awful things that were happening to our planet and what was going to happen if we didn't sort of slow down climate change, but I wasn't really seeing too much being done to stop it. So then out of my studies I started to spend time going to talks, listening to podcasts, watching sort of short videos and documentaries, and generally trying to get a better understanding of what it is that we can actually do to fight climate change. So then when I graduated, I had a degree in a sort of a creative design based subject. I had a really good knowledge of environmental issues. So yeah, that's kind of where I started, but I'm still kind of starting my career really now and getting into the swing of things. I guess I'd say that a good grades and a good education in any subject are extremely important, but a lot of people don't get the chance to sort of within school or college or university learn about environmental issues. So I'd say that even if you hadn't had the chance to do that through education, that doesn't mean that you can't then go on to do a sort of a green job or work in the green sector. Personally, I've always had an interest in climate change, but when I was younger and in school I used to think, well, I could only probably volunteer for Greenpeace, and that wasn't what I wanted to do at all. So I think it's important to say that there's plenty of green jobs out there. It doesn't even have to be within the green sector. You could be working in a local cafe that sources sustainable coffee beans, or you could be working for an engineering firm that are putting together parts for wind turbines, or just working for a cosmetics company that have pledged to be plastic free. I think it's good to say that I'd struggled a bit when I graduated to find a job in the green sector, because that's really what I wanted to do. But now I'm in the role, I can see that there's plenty of opportunities if you know where to look, and so I'm quite keen to make that sort of more publicly known to people. But yeah, I guess I'd say that even if you haven't had the chance to learn, if you're interested, spend the time out of your educational hours to really research these issues, and if you can, try and find a way just to link it into projects that you're doing within school or college, and try and add that to your CV, because the more you can do that, the better chance you've got of getting to a green job. So my personal vision, I suppose, on a broad sense, is a worldwide system change. I think we need to think about how we can all make our actions more circular, so we start to cut down the waste that we're producing. I think we need to figure out how we can become far more carbon neutral, so we stop burning fossil fuels and putting carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. I think that we really need to find a way to become far more connected to nature. I think it's amazing that we all get to live far more urban lifestyles, but studies have proven that might mean that we become a little bit detached to nature, and so we don't really notice year on year that wildlife levels are depleting, and yeah, there's a growing issue around that. But I suppose on an individual level, it's there's small things that we can all do. So we can cut down on the red meat that we eat. We can start to choose greener transport methods. So just travelling on public transport, on a bike, or we could even just pledge to cut down on single-use plastics. But I think the main thing to remember is that we need to work out a way to live our fast-paced lifestyles in a way that means that our future children and grandchildren have those same opportunities. But all of that really is dependent on our national political leaders really recognising the climate issue for what it is and choosing to take action.